Sports games have had a hard time keeping up with other genres in terms of quality. These days, you'll find games with a little bit of polish, but the biggest, most in-depth titles are generally free-to-play games. That is disappointing. The sports games genre still has a lot of growing to do, even in 2021. Despite a relatively weak selection, there are some decent games in the sports genre. We tried to include as many pay-once games as we possibly could. You can also search yourself in Google Play. Some games have great graphics. However, the free-to-play style makes the games difficult to truly enjoy. Anyway, let's take a look at the best sports games for Android. 1. FIE Swordplay. FIE Swordplay is one of the surprisingly popular sports games. This one involves fencing. You pick a weapon, fine-tune your gear, and fight opponents. The game features real fencing techniques, good-looking graphics, easy controls, online PvP, a story mode, and official support from the International Fencing Federation. That makes it a natural choice for this list. Fencing isn't the most popular sport, but this is definitely a great sports game. 2. FIFA Soccer. FIFA Soccer is the latest game in the FIFA franchise. It's also one of the most popular sports games. It features full rosters of over 550 real teams. That includes past and present stars. The game also includes some of the best graphics in a mobile game that we've seen. It is an EA game. Thus, you should prepare for all of the free-to-play stuff. Don't expect a completely perfect game, but it is definitely above average. Plus, it gets yearly refreshes with things like roster updates and occasionally even some mechanic changes.
It's that Super Bowl, no, she must flow. Yeah. It's that
3. Grand Mountain Adventure. Grand Mountain Adventure is a surprisingly good-looking skiing game. Players ski around an open world with very good graphics, easy controls, and plenty of stuff to do. You avoid various obstacles and try to keep from wiping out. The game includes 5 mountains to explore, various challenges, and even an online leaderboard for speed runs and flawless runs. It's also playable offline, has its own Discord server, and includes no free-to-play game mechanics. It's just a gorgeous game with some good skiing. Those who enjoy winter sports should definitely check out this one. Plus, it's free to play if you use Google Play Pass. 4. Madden NFL 21 Mobile Football. Madden NFL Football is the most popular football game on mobile. It features decent graphics, simple gameplay, up-to-date rosters, and more. The game also has weekly tournaments. Unfortunately, this is mostly a simulation game. You take over a team and add players to the roster. Players level up and improve in various ways. It's yet another EA Sports free-to-play game. Unfortunately, in this space, EA simply pays more attention than other big-name developers. The free-to-play elements are very heavy. However, the game does get yearly refreshes and some feature updates. 5. NBA Jam. NBA Jam is what it looks like when EA Sports makes a good game for once. This is an arcade basketball game. Players go at it 2 versus 2. The gameplay includes relaxed rules, optional online or local multiplayer, hardware controller support, and even support for Android TV. It's a port of the arcade game from the 1990s. However, it's still better than all but a few sports games. It's $4.99 up front with no ads or additional in-app purchases. This is easily the best basketball game on mobile and definitely among the best sports games. 6. NBA Live Mobile. NBA Live Mobile is actually a fairly decent basketball game. It has that popular mix of simulation and actual sports game. Players construct teams and then play it out against one another. This one has simple controls, decent graphics, the game lets you build your own team. It also lets you play with that team on the court. It is predominantly online PvP. There are also a few decent game modes. It's a free-to-play game and a rather aggressive one. That should be expected with EA games. This is a more realistic game than NBA Jam. However, we like the overall experience with NBA Jam a little more. You can also try NBA 2K18. It's a slightly more premium basketball experience from 2K games. OK Golf. OK Golf is one of the newer sports games. This is an ode to the arcade golf games of the past. You drag back and release to shoot the ball. It operates on a simplicity perspective. There are no clubs to choose from or things to tinker with. The game is just a nice relaxing game of golf. It comes with a few courses, decent graphics, and some secret stuff to find on your own. The game reminds us of those old arcade golf games you found in restaurants and bars. It's a pay-once game with no additional ads or in-app purchases. It's also free if you use Google Play Pass.
Hold up.
8. PES 2021. PES 2019 is a soccer game very much like FIFA. It gets yearly roster updates and it actually looks pretty good. It features a lot of the same gameplay elements. You craft a team from existing players, actually play soccer, and build your dynasty from there. It has a bunch of real players from a bunch of real teams as well. That is always a plus, and the game has teams from all over the world. The controls are simple and the graphics are decent. Additionally, it's just a tad less aggressive on its free-to-play offerings than FIFA. You can play either one. They're both decent sports games. This one also gets yearly refreshes for things like rosters, new players, and other such things.
It's my
9. Rapala Fishing. Rapala Fishing is one of a few reasonably competent fishing games. We chose this one because it's a little less aggressive with its free-to-play strategy than its competitors. The game features various fishing locations, easy controls, and daily tournaments. The game boasts no energy bar. That means you can play all day if you want to. We appreciated that. Otherwise, the graphics are decent and there isn't much to complain about. The game gets boring over time, but what game doesn't? Fishing Strike from Netmarble is a newer fishing game from 2018 that is also surprisingly good. In fact, it may overtake Rapala on this list eventually.
Trapped in the concept, falsely accused, was used, and misled, bitch, I'm hoping you fucking rest in peace.
10. RBI Baseball 21. RBI Baseball 21 is the next iterative release in the RBI Baseball franchise. Not only is it one of the few premium baseball games with consistent updates, but the developer is actually the MLB itself. This year's iteration is better than previous years, but it still has a long way to go. The series includes a Create a Player mode, play-by-play commentary, several game modes, a franchise dynasty mode, and more. This is slowly becoming a no-joke good sports franchise, but we think it'll be a few more years before it reaches its peak. Still, as long as you don't mind the occasional bug, this is the best premium baseball game on mobile. That is it for today, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you then, please subscribe. And tell me in the comments section next on which topic do you want.